Well, hello there folks, good evening and welcome to the Masters Championship. Tonight, Tuesday night again, and you know what that means, that's the big boys of TMC, that is Division 1. So, as you can see, it is around Abu Dhabi, and that usually would be the last race on the calendar, but this season has been mixed up and it's race number 5. But thankfully tonight I do have a co-commentator, and it is my Division 2 teammate, TMC Corby, also known as Joe.
Well done.
So yeah,
one, big boys. Over. Bad track, but anyways.
yeah, that's very, very true. But yeah, it's going to be interesting now, Joe. As you can see, Calsper's pumped in a 34.3, sorry, on a set of mediums. That's a very good lap. But it's going to be interesting now to see what sort of lap times we can get, because from practice there have been a lot of guys getting in the mid 32s. So I have no idea who is going to get what. It's going to be, I think it'll be a very, very close qualifying session.
Yeah, well, as you can see on the top there, William Pilot returns, and after what, 4 races out, sort of whatever work or whatever he's doing, but he pumps in a 33.2 off the bat. Like, that's just
yeah, it's, like, it just shows you that no matter, he's been off the game for about 4 weeks and he's still got the pace there to compete with everybody else. But there is a couple of new guys tonight. There's MNT Eltic, I think he's called. He's in the Haas. He's replaced ILRT Matty, and Tidgeman, as you know, he was there as well. Mystic, he's now, I think, who's actually his teammate? I think Tidgeman is in the Williams. I can't remember. There's so many drivers that have been thing, but he does.
Tidgeman's in the racing point.
Tidgeman.
Darkwood.
Yeah, so I can't remember who the other Haas is. So, but he does have a teammate. So there is, everybody here is all got teammates, and Medium Pilot is back, as you said. Merck is reserving in the Williams, and Wesker's also reserving in the, I think Wesker's in the, what do you call it, the McLaren. There's just so many changes I can't even keep up with it, so it's going to be a very interesting one. I'll go through the stands on the formation lap, but it's very interesting here now, Joe, that you see Scuba and Cliffy both on the hard compound tyres and everybody else has went for the softs. Now that's interesting.
I don't think it's going to rain then. It's out in the middle of the desert here.
That's very true. See,
but maybe he might just go on mediums. I don't know. I don't think he'll chance the softs. But apparently they die after 5 laps, so I don't know.
I don't know. See, I haven't really done much practice to actually compare it, but I'm trying to see who's actually the furthest along on a lap. I think it was Cliffy until he backed out of it.
No, not Matt.
Trying to find out who it is. It looks like it's a Red Bull. It is Matt, but I don't actually know if his lap is still going. I think it is, but I think he's just backed out of it, so I think Matt maybe doesn't have enough fuel to go around again. He doesn't, he's in the pits, so Matt's not going to go again. So who is the next furthest? Matt's in the pits. I think it's his teammate Combi, but I think Combi is, I don't think Combi's going again. Now he's coming into the pits.
Only person on the lap is Cliffy.
Cliffy is the only person on the lap. Well, he is, because he is in hot lap, so we're right on board with Cliffy here. It's this track, as Joe said, it's not particularly a great track. It's probably one of the worst tracks you can actually drive on the game. So some guys do like it, some boys don't. Me personally, I don't like it, so it's going to be interesting to see how everybody does get on. Overtaking is possible down the 2 long straights, but if you're stuck behind someone in the last sector, good luck to you trying to get past, because it's virtually impossible. It's like Monaco. So hopefully we do see quite a bit overtaken, because it would just be a shame if it was just whatever position they qualified in was the position they finished in the race. So hopefully we do get quite a bit overtakes.
Yeah, Cliffy's after backing off his lap.
Yeah, I did see that there. I think SH is in the lap, because he's in hot lap, so he must be going for one here. So we'll ride aboard with SH to see how he gets on. He does have a bit of traffic in front of him, but Calsper does get well out of the way, and he's not close enough to the car in front to get a slipstream down the big long straight, so looks like it's going to have to be straight line speed for him. As we've seen in the past couple of races, the two Ferrari boys have actually fantastic straight line speed with their setups, so hopefully this might help him tonight in terms of overtaking or defending. But he does come down into the tricky chicane, does take it pretty well. That there corner that the inside, he could, if he clipped it, it could have sent you out wide, but it didn't send him. It sent them pretty well as he comes up now into the second chicane, which this one here is an absolute nightmare. It's a pain in the hole, and he locks up, but he's in third gear, takes it quite well. That looked like it was a bit of a cut, but the game says it's more than acceptable. Nope. And Here he comes now into the double right-hander. This is also a very tricky corner. I don't know whether to keep it in 6th or go to 7th, but he goes to 7th and down to 3rd gear. Good traction coming out of it. This is like the stadium section of the track. Now it's looked like a pretty neat lap so far. He's very close to the wall to try and get as much to the track as possible. Oh, that's wide there. Oh, but he doesn't. It's not invalidated. He comes around to the last corner now. What's it going to be? It's hitching a set of softs. It's a 33.7 and puts him into P4. So it wasn't particularly the best lap, but it was still a strong enough lap for to put him up in the 4th place.
It was, yeah, it was a good lap, alright. I just seen Josh go ahead of him. Josh was the car in front of him, and he went up 6th, 34 flat. But there's not really much going on. Carlsberg is starting lap. Well, he's backed off now.
Trying to see who else is in it. Thomas has also moved up into 3rd place. I did miss that, but I think he's actually going again as well, so he must have quite a bit of time. I think Nolan's also on a lap. Purple Team's on a lap, so most of these guys are starting their flying laps. Wesker's just crossed the line in P9 with a 34.2. Kelsper's in 10th and a 34.3. So Media Pilot at the minute still leads the way, and Lewis is going to probably do what he usually does and do one flying lap and probably bank it in pole by nearly half a second, as he usually does. So
that's not that is unacceptable, Dan. You can't be saying that. Lewis eating his dinner anyways.
Is he really eating his dinner though?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Oh Jesus. I'm trying to see. I think there's a Williams coming around the last corner, but I don't actually know who it is. I think is it Merck? No, he's in a flying lap as well. There's a McLaren, I think that's Scuba, he's also on a flying lap, or coming on to a flying lap. Then there's a Mercedes. I'm trying to catch the actual guy that's about to cross the line next. It was Josh, but he's about to bolt into the pits. SH, I think he's coming into the pits as well. He is. I think Thomas is coming across the line now shortly, so we'll see what Thomas can do. He hits the last corner. In practice he's been showing absolutely fantastic pace. What does he do? It's a 33.1. It was invalidated as well, so it does show you there without invalidation he does have the pace. So that's quite unfortunate. He has been doing 32s in practice, as Pat's about to start a lap as well.
Nolan's coming across the line here now.
So we'll see what Nolan can do. He is a wee bit up on his time. It's a 33.5, puts him into P3. So at the minute, Medium Pilot, despite having 4 weeks, and he's pumped in a 32.7. Hasn't played the game in 4 weeks, and he's nearly 7 tenths quicker than the next driver. Jesus Christ. Matt also puts himself in that. Matt does a 33.7 as well, 2,000 off Thomas. That's a very good lap for Matt as well. And Wesker's in the pits. There's a Ferrari, that's Coutinho. Oh, and he's half spun it. He spun it. That's the tricky curve. You don't want to be hitting that one, or else you'll completely lose the whole back end. But I think Scuba's on the lap, so we're actually right on board with Scuba. I haven't seen much of him. He's still on the hard compound tyres, so I'm not sure if Scuba's going to complete this lap and then come into the pits, or if he's going to come into the pits this lap. But it does look like he, as Joe said, he is going to go for a set of mediums. But he takes these sequence of corners pretty well. He's not taking too many risks at the minute because you can't really take them on the hards, but I think he is about to bolt into the pits. Yeah, he is. He's going to bolt into the pits, so he's going to go for a set of mediums. Then I do believe there is a Renault, which is Thomas. Thomas is about to bolt into the pits as well. Yeah. You'll see Pat is going to have... Is he going to have enough time after this lap to come round and come in again? He probably will, but we'll see. But he does take it pretty well. It could have probably clipped the inside curve a bit more. But here he comes, last corner. What can Pat do? It's a 33.9 and only puts a P9. So all these times in the 33s, look at how close it is from second place the whole way down to, you near it off even say Kelsper P13. It's only 9 tenths of a second, so it's not that much. But Pilot's just 7 tenths quicker. It's going to be interesting now to see what Lewis can actually do, if he can actually beat that time. Because we're saying the Media Pilot's probably going to be his closest competitor.
Yeah, I think Lewis is running, he has line on, I think that's what he was saying before the race. But the boys keep knocking over the boards, the braking boards. So, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that is it is a nightmare, like whenever you are in no line, because you do use the brake marker boards to find out when you're going to actually brake, and whenever people have taken it out, it's very, very hard. Hopefully people could do that to Lickle in Division 2 and maybe he wouldn't win as much, but you know, that's just the way it is.
You know, that's the way it goes, you know.
But Merck's in the pits, I think.
Do you know that third sector there?
Mm-hmm.
The coming into the underneath the bridge.
Yes.
They go wide now.
From what happens, if the game allows it, the game allows it. You shouldn't really. I think it will invalidate you anyway. I'm not 100% sure. I know last game it didn't invalidate you, but I don't know about this one.
Alright, fair enough.
So we'll just see. There is someone who is this? It's Tidgeman. He's down the straight. Darkbolt. So I think Darkbolt's going to be the first one to actually start. Probably the final runs. Don't know if he's probably going to have two. Don't know if he's going to have 2 laps at it, but we'll see. Turn 1 takes pretty well. The fast left and right handers. I love these 2 corners. Absolutely fantastic. But he takes it pretty well, so you can't really go wrong with him, to be fair. So what he does to the first sector, it's a 17 flat, so he's on par with some of the guys in the midfield. As he comes in now to the hairpin, takes it in first gear for extra rotation. He's decent on the throttle as well. Now he's about to come down the big long DRS straight. Be interesting to see how quick he actually goes, because I think SH was doing 205 miles per hour. Darkbolt's doing 27, 28. So he looks like. And that's compromised this whole line, which is going to compromise the final part of the chicane. Locks up completely, but it looks okay at the minute. Hasn't invalidated. That's the most important thing. You don't want to invalidate your lap, especially at this stage of the qualifying anyway. But here he comes now, double right handers. Keeps it in 6th gear, so he does it differently to SH, who did it 7th gear. Here he goes now, basically a stadium section as. Oh well, it turns out you actually can not invalidate that, so you know.
Absolutely
Jesus Christ. But we'll see now. Darkbolt, he does come around the final corner. Oh, and he's run very wide. It's going to put him at 34.7 when he puts on P14.
Absolutely shafted that chicane.
Oh, friggin' sure he did.
God.
Absolutely destroyed it. But I think at qualifying it doesn't really invalidate it, but I think in the race it does. So I don't know. As Tidgeman now comes up into the chicane, he's up a wee bit in his time, only by a 10th, so it's not too much. But he does take it pretty well. Nice quick change of direction. 2nd gear, decent traction. I think Tidgeman is actually the next one that is about it on a lap. He comes to a double right hander as well. Good braking. 2nd gear, 3rd gear. He takes the line proper. Here comes down to the last sector. 2nd gear. Everybody seems to be going 2nd gear into the final corner, but Tidgeman across the line. It's a 33.1 and it's P3, so he does improve, but still not enough to beat medium pilot. And the next person across the line is, don't even know who it is. I'm just that confused. There is a Mercedes, I do believe. Oh, Josh, it's Perpetuum probably coming around now soon.
Why are they only starting out laps? What's going on? Like, there must be a glitch, because Cuba is only at that one onto the DRS straight. There's 20 seconds.
Yeah, they do think there is, because there's been the past couple of Grand Prix where I've said Lewis hasn't crossed the line, but he's been crossed it comfortably, so I just think that's just the game being a glitch. But Coutinho's going to cross the line. It's the 33.4, puts him into P3. Who's that? There's a Combi, is it? Combi cross, he's about to start his flying lap. Or has he backed out of it? I'm not sure. Cliffy's crossing the line now. Cliffy does a 34.7 on a set of mediums. Josh is now coming around the final couple. Oh, well, he's about to start a flying lap. Yeah, I think everybody here is pretty much starting a flying lap. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's broken.
See Matt now. Matt looks like Matt's on a lap, so we'll see what he can do. Not too bad from Matt so far. Can he improve on his time? He's at 33.7 at the minute. Here he comes now around the final corner. Can he do? Is he going to be at 33.7? He does, and it jumps him up an extra position. So that was a crucial lap for Matt. SH is also on a flying lap. Josh is not there. Perpetuum's the next one to cross the line. He's 3/10 up on his time. Runs wide final corner, and he does a 33.1 and puts him into 2nd place, just ahead of Tidgeman, Who else is there? I do believe that was Wesker also jumped up as well. Kikino's backed out of his lap. He must have run out of fuel. There's an Alfa Romeo, which is Pat, or is it Lewis? I think it's Lewis. So Lewis is going to get one shot at this. Interesting now to see what he can do. Imagine Lewis not in pole. It'd be the first time all season, and he doesn't. He doesn't. Pilot takes pole position at the minute.
Pilot's going quicker.
And Pilot's going quicker. Here he is, maiden Pilot coming around the final corner.
Oh, he did. Wow.
Well, he's went quicker. He's at a
not valid?
32.6. It's the game, Joe. The game's just completely broken. See now, SH is also backed out of his lap. Nolan's been in the pits and Kelsper's in the pits. So looks like, and it also shows as well, Joe, that Scuba didn't even go for the mediums. He went hards and S-offs. He didn't even go for the medium tires.
The strategies are going to be interesting because there'll be a lot of lads going 1 stops and 2 stops. You know?
It's going to be very interesting, is right. But look at that, Scuba with a 33.8, and that's only 12th. You do a 38th, you do 33.8 tomorrow in Division 2. That's going to be near enough top 2, maybe even pole position. So that just shows you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Just different gravy up here, so yeah.
I don't know, but this game is just, it's so hard to commentate and things whenever the game's glitched out. But Medium Pilot on his return does take pole position. Lewis in second, Perpetream third, Tidgeman fourth, good qualifying from him, Thomas fifth, Kagino sixth, Nolan seventh, Matt eighth, Eltic ninth on his debut, Pat 10th, SH 11th, Scuba 12th, Josh 13th, Wesker 14th, Merck 15th, Calsper 16th, Combi 17th, Darkbolt 18th, and Cliffy 19th.
So then, who's your money on?
I don't know. That's gonna be. It's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be a juicy one, I think. I was still. You can't really put your money past Lewis, even though Pilot's on pole. Like, but Lewis is he's just a different animal in the race.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, for sure. We'll find out in 28 laps or 26 laps or. Whatever laps in this shithole.
Oh, I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting as we just wait for everybody to ready up, and then we can go on to the formation lap and see the different strategies. Anybody starts on the hards now, I think it's probably suicidal because the hards they're kind of crapla.
They're bad, yeah. I agree. You don't want much fuel either, really. The tires will die. Softs will die after 5 or 6 laps. I don't know. I actually don't know what strategy to do.
No idea. It'll be interesting to see the strategy for tomorrow anyway.
Sure, it's a good indication. I just have no luck this year, you know. I'm sure all the Division 2 guys will be watching.
Well, there you go. Everybody else said the top 10s went for mediums. Nobody has chanced the hards. So what's interesting? That's a very interesting one there. But as the guys are driving around the formation lap, I may as well just quickly go through the stands, as I may do. So basically leading the way is Lewis. He's on 119 points. It's pretty much, what has he done? He has won 3 of the 4 races. The only other person to win was Matt, and that was in Baku after the absolute cluster there was, as I should say. Kjelsper's in second on 65, so Lewis has got a 54 point lead in the championship. Kagino was in third on 60, Matt's in fourth on 53, and then Pat and Thomas are both 5th and 6th on 45 and 43, and SH is also matched with Thomas on 43 as Thomas has left the session, so he needs to get back in quickly if he's going to get this car. Scuba is in 8th with 40 points, and then Perpetuum's closely followed behind him in 9th on 39 points, and then Combi completes the top 10 with 35 points. And the top 3 in the constructors is Alfa Romeo leading the way 164, Ferrari 103, and Red Bull on 88. So, Joe, in the constructors in Division 1, looks like Red Bull are third place. Why can't they be like that in Division 2?
Yeah. Sure. I have some up my sleeve and
Is that taking a whisker?
no, I don't take it. Yeah, Dan, you made a mistake on the title, I believe.
Why'd they make a mistake on the title?
Apparently it's Division TNC Division 1 Japan round 5.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I could change that. Don't worry about that. I'm not even joking. Yeah, completely just. The stream didn't start the first time, so it was just like, Jesus Christ, hurry up and start, and completely forgot to change it. So that is my bad. We'll get it changed though, so don't worry. The question is, Joe, did Thomas get back in his car? I don't think he did, because it's ghosted. But his car's still there, so he still can rejoin the session. Unless it just completely disappears now. As I don't know. My whole screen's messed up. As we do have, well, we did have 5 lights, as Thomas has completely jumped the start. Oh, what's going on here? What has gone on here? Wow.
Yeah. Restart?
Looks like it's gonna have to be. It looks like it's gonna have to be. As Kelsper also gets a drive through, so does Dark Bolt. Oh wait, they're all on.
I think it's restart. I think it should be a restart then, because we're all after getting jump starts.
Yeah. I'll restart it here now. So we're back out of this, and we will set it up. So while we set this up, I am going to turn off the stream, and then for the next one I will put down Abu Dhabi, and I'll put down part 2 so nobody can get confused.